Today's theory is about how to terminate an employee. In this theory, we'd like to give you some tips about the pitfalls of termination talks. The legal implications of terminating contracts differ from country to country, and that is beyond the scope of this video. So too is the process leading up to the firing and the aftermath. This is about the actual termination itself. Terminating employees is one of the most unpleasant aspects of a business owner or manager's job duties. Obviously, a contract termination is an important event. People will remember this meeting several years from now because it can have a big impact on their lives. Keep the following things in mind when you have to tell someone that their contract will be terminated or not renewed. Be prepared. Know what you're going to tell them and make sure that you base your decision on indisputable facts. Have backup. It might be a good idea to have the help of another person during the actual termination interview. For instance, someone from HR. They should be present to be a witness and to take notes. When should you do it? Advice varies, but it should probably take place in the early to late afternoon, not at the end of the day, and somewhere in the middle of the week. Midweek terminations will allow the employee to reach out for legal or other advice that they might need to help them cope during the week. Where should you go? The best place to terminate is a private office or meeting room close to an exit. There's nothing worse than an upset employee having to traipse through a workplace to find his or her way out. How should you say it? The termination discussion itself should be as brief as possible. Your tone should be calm and assertive. Don't sugarcoat things. Don't pass the buck. Spit it out. You should let someone know the real deal within 2 minutes of the start of the meeting. Don't worry about breaking the ice. There's nothing you can do or say that will make the message any more pleasurable. If you don't know how to start, try this. Francis, I'm sorry, but we have to let you go. Don't talk too much. The less you say, the more dignity the employee retains. Stick to the point and be professional. The purpose of this meeting is to inform the employee of the decision, not to debate it or review it. Don't argue. Most people who get fired are fairly quiet. Some get mad. Some argue and then get mad. Don't let yourself get sucked into an argument. If you're certain about your decision and you have the documentation to back it up, there is no argument. If the employee wants to debate the decision, ask them to write you a letter after they've thought it over for a day or so. No in-person debates should take place, but a letter will help them have the last word and it might help them get through the process. Your decision is non-negotiable. Some people may want to negotiate with you. Just say, Francis, nothing we say here will change this decision. You're talking to a human being. Even though you're in control of the interview, respond appropriately based on the situation, not just what you have in your plan. You can be compassionate yet forceful, and you can be empathetic without being apologetic. How should you end the conversation? End on a positive note. Thank the employee for their contributions and wish them luck in the future. When the meeting is over, stand up and shake their hand. Have a plan for where the employee will go or what they will do after the interview. Decide up front whether the person will leave the job site immediately or whether they will gather their belongings, etc. from their work location. What's next? How will the team react? Not only will this change work assignments, but it will also make other people wonder about your judgment as a manager and their own job security. After the firing, talk to your team about the process, the reasoning behind it, and the implications for them, within the limits of confidentiality, of course. You need to be sensitive to their emotions, and then help them redirect their focus back to work. Then, accept that you'll feel terrible. No matter how much the employee deserved to be let go, feeling terrible about playing a role in changing someone's life for the worse is something you will never get used to.